Boom! What the heck? Oh, there he is. Thought it was just me for a second there. Hey, welcome everybody.
Welcome.
It's edition of KidzCode. Good friend Mark Miller here.
And Campbell.
Campbell's here as well. Campbell, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing pretty good.
How did you make it through this morning? Okay?
Yes.
Or barely alive?
Pretty good. I had an amazing bacon omelet.
Oh, yeah?
Bacon cheese omelet.
I saw a little bit of that in production. Cool. I just had like a Slim Fast thing. That's me this morning. I'm like, oh, that was a yummy shake. And then I'm like, oops, I forgot to eat. So
we don't normally do shows on Sundays. This is just
Oh, that's right. What are we doing today? Why are we doing this?
Well, because I guess on Friday. Friday is going to be our last show for a bit. Because we're not going to do one on Saturday or the Friday and Saturday after that. Because we're moving and...
Yeah, we have one more show on Friday, and then we're moving, and then we're going to set up the new office, and we'll resume when we get there.
Yeah.
Going to Valencia, Spain. That's where we're going. So we're going to go check that out. So we make that work. I'm trying to get internet set up there, Campbell. Yesterday I spent like an hour or two trying to set up internet. Every single internet provider wants something called an NIE number. And, we don't have one yet. So it's like, really? You're going to make us wait? And how long with no internet? I'm a little bit, getting a little anxiety on that one.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll be able to solve it soon.
But we're hoping to continue what we were doing yesterday.
Speaking of which, Campbell.
What happened last time?
What happened, Campbell, last time?
Well, last time we pretty much finished the test case generator.
No, we didn't. We didn't get even close. This thing's going to be so cool. We finished the writing out of the data. We got that working,
Yes.
and the loading of the data. I'll give you that much. And we have one
We're pretty
of
close.
four. We have one of four. Can I do the four? I think I can. One of four variables created.
Yes, we have time.
We have time.
Today we need to do price, data point, and
Right.
data range.
So when you create a variable in there, let's show what happens when you create a time variable. We did this yesterday. See that?
Yeah.
See that green arrow? We're going to
The
create
green
another
arrow
one of those.
appears right where you had your the dashed line, and it has a line beneath it to show where it is everywhere. And then
we're
it
creating
shows up over
variables
here,
for those right here. So
and you can rename it.
that was the first one we created, which was right over the select all button
Yeah.
on the right. So you could call that right if you wanted to. And the other one you could call it left.
Yeah. And then you can also change the name of the test case.
Right. And maybe we call it test right is greater than left. And at this point, we should be able to create something right greater than left. No, you have to have you have to have only text in a method name.
Oh, wait.
All right, now hit generate test. Generate test should take all that data, save it out under unique name. Did you do it?
I did.
Okay, cool. There's no dialogue. You're a bit confused because there's no dialogue telling you what
Yeah.
just happened. So we need to have a dialogue there that says, hey, good luck, or something like that. Now with that test generated, we should be able to go over to our custom tests over here and go into here and paste it in.
Yes.
And there we've got our range, our right and our left that are loaded in there. And we could do something along these lines where we could say assert true, AT for assert true. You want to expand that to Campbell? Go ahead and type in AT for assert true.
Assert true.
And you're going to
Right
say
is greater than
right
left.
is greater than left. Yeah. Right is greater than left. Good.
But this is always true. This statement will always be true for time.
Well, it depends on which variable it is.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. It will always be true with time.
Oh, well, it depends again on what we've named the variables, right?
Oh, yeah, I guess.
But go ahead and run that test and see if it passes. Now, we're not doing anything with range in that test. We need to, I think, do we need to stop? Yeah, we need to. I don't know if we can run while we're running the other app. It looks like we're running the other app. See if we can run it.
Oh.
Okay. And it should pass.
It should, yeah.
Okay,
Pass.
cool. It passes. Now we might want to, start using range. Like we might want to do something like range dot. Whoops. Sorry, I meant to copy this to clipboard first. Range dot get point before or nearest or something like that. Get point before right, like this.
Yeah.
So we could do something along those lines as well. We could keep working on it, that sort of thing. That's kind of what's going on with it. Since we're not using range, we can go ahead and comment it out. The cool thing about this, though, is if we were to breakpoint this, set a breakpoint there and debug this test, that range is going to have all that data we just saw. If we go into range, we should see a non-zero number of points. Yeah, 716. Yeah. It's got a high point, it's got a low point, it's got a start and an end as well.
Yes, that was also something we did yesterday.
What did you say?
That was also something we did yesterday. We added the high point and the low point.
We could also do this. We could do assert true. Range dot high is greater than range dot low. And we actually should, we don't want to just say that, we want to go in and get the trade price. The last trade price, I think is what it was. It's in tick dot last trade price. Like that. Like that. So let's run that as well.
Yeah, that also will be true. Always.
We just have 10 right now.
That should always be true at least.
Well, that's the whole point of the test method, right? If something that should always be true
isn't true, then
we want notification and alert of that. Now, here's the problem. At this point, we have no killer message graph in here, visualization of that, right? Like I could go online and I could say, give me a cool graph, right? Like this. I could go into images and say, what do I got here, right? Some sort of chart or graph or something like that, like this. I could come in here and I could copy that image, and I could come in here and I could paste it.
But it's not the same.
But it's not the same image. We want to get that other image. Now what happened when I pasted this in? Well, CodeRush kicked in and said, oh, I'm going to change what you're pasting into this comment. This comment is a special CodeRush comment that says stick an image here. Yeah. Notice you're on line 115 here, and here you're on line 116. So CodeRush also increases the height of the line so the image fits.
Yeah.
Now you can click on the image, you can resize it, all of that stuff, right? But, and you got undo and redo. What we want is we want to put the image, Thindall's out there, Thindall, I'm so glad you're here. You're going to see something really cool coming up here in a little bit. What we want to do is we want to get that image and we want to put it in a folder where that makes sense. Now, what's going on with that? Let's go into Bot Trader Tests, Open Folder in File Explorer. Not there. Let's go up one. See this .cr?
Mm-hmm.
See the images folder? So .cr is CodeRush. This is where CodeRush sticks data. Images, see that guy right there? Let's see if we can see that preview here. Preview pane. There he is right there. Or she is. Or it is. Or they are. What is this? A developing developer? I think they're referring to you. But I'm going to take credit for it and say it's me. Yes, of course I'm a developing developer. I'm always developing Thindall. That's what I'm trying to do. This is my son Campbell. He's watching KidzCode. It's kind of beginner-friendly coding. I say that, but every once in a while I go out of control.
Yeah.
And Campbell's eyes glaze over and he's just like, oh, God, Dad, like that. His job is to keep me from getting out of control. Thindall says, hello, Campbell.
Hi, Thindall.
So, what we want to do is we want to store the image here. We want to do that. We want to give it a unique name. Now, the naming that CodeRush uses for its images is something special for the paste that we do. We don't have to duplicate this. This is something called a CRC32. And essentially what it is it's a way of verifying that the image is the same. It's a way of getting an overall sense that the image is very likely the same. And what we do is we go through the whole image and we essentially add up all the bytes and see what the total is. It's kind of what we do. And whatever that total is, we pop it out here. It's kind of a way to get a unique number from an image. So if I make a small change on the image, I'll get a different number here. We do that internally because if you paste the same image in 2 different files or 2 different places, like I've got this, if somebody else goes out onto the internet and says, oh, that's the image I want, and they say copy the image from the internet, and they come in into the code at another location and they paste it in, right? If you look at these numbers, they should be identical. This one starts 03C and ends in 41B. And down over here, we're looking for something that starts in 03C and ends in 41B.
Yeah.
See it? So we know it's the same image, so we don't keep multiples of images out there, even if you have multiple usages of it.
Oh.
Does that make sense? That's
And
all
wait,
reason.
if you resize it in the code, it doesn't change it?
Nope, it doesn't change it. If we resize it in the code, or if we crop the image, what happens is, take a look at the comment. The comment keeps the file name, but very cleverly stores the resize data and the cropping information here. Okay? So that's what's going on here. I think this is actually cropping, and that's your scale, your resize right there.
That makes sense.
If I were to come in and edit this and change it to 1, 1, 1, I bet it would get big. Let's try that. Well, maybe not. I'm not sure. 1, 1.
Yeah.
It gets giant. Okay, so we'll just hit undo, get back down to where we were. Okay, so that's the scale. I think the scale is also a portion of the font size. So as you zoom in and zoom out, the images adjust appropriately as well. So all of that we're taking care of inside of CodeRush. It's starting to look like, holy see. Yeah, we're going to get there. So what we're going to get is we're going to get a test case that's going to actually include a screenshot. So here's the deal. This is the folder, right? That's the piece that we've pasted in there, right? Now what I want to do is I want to just take a new piece and I want to say do save image as, and I want to put it in this CR image folder. Okay, and we're going to call this one. This is a JPEG. I wonder if I need to get a. I think a JPEG will work, but I'm not sure. We'll try it. We'll call it test1 JPEG. So I've now got a test1 JPEG here. What happens? The question is, what happens if I come in and I replace this? Whoops. With test1.jpg. Will it work? Looks like it's not. Looks like it's broken. It doesn't like it. Darn. Okay, so it looks like I need a PNG. Let's see if we can find a PNG. Save image as PNG. Got a PNG. All right, so we'll call this test1.png.
This isn't what our graphs will look like, but
It's not what our graph's going to look like. It's downloading it. Wow, what is going on with that? I don't even get this. Can't be downloaded securely? What? How can it not be downloaded securely? That's crazy. We're going to say that for everything I try to download? Guess not, because I already downloaded one.
nope, this is a JPEG.
Oh, you're right. So I'm going to be able to change it. Is this also a JPEG? JPEG.
Yeah.
Save image as PNG called Island Finder. I'm just going to copy that name and save it. Okay. So finally, now if we come in here and change this to Island Finder, there it is. See? So that's what we're going to do. Maybe it's png.exe. I don't know. Every time I come here to watch you coming, I'm
Too many
more
letters.
impressed with CodeRush. If you remember that old Napster trick, yeah, I don't know. I actually didn't. I wasn't aware of it, but yeah. So there is the save, right? So what that means is, in order to show the data, we just need a comment, this syntax, and the name of the file.
Yeah, okay, wait, let's copy that syntax.
I just did.
Oh, okay.
It is right, whoops, it's right here. That's what it is. So we need file name here, like that. That's the syntax that we need in the comment. So in our test generator that we're building, right, when we talk about the beginning, the opening lines of it, here, test method, probably about right here, we want to do something that looks like that.
Okay.
And this is going to be our screenshot.
Wait, this needs to be interpolated.
Can you fix that for me? So screenshot name. Whoops, sorry, go ahead, you fix that.
Here. Nope. Okay.
So we got an interpolated string, and then the screenshot, you're going to need to put that in brackets, and we'll create a variable called screenshot name or something like that. This is what's going to be so cool about this test case generator and we decided to do this because we're building test cases for data associated with cryptocurrency trades. There you go. Yeah. Good. And so now we need, I just want to call the screenshot name. Can you add the word name at the end of that for me? And then you just, probably the easiest way is copy it, screenshot name, copy it to the clipboard, and then go up to a new line and type in VS on an empty line for variable type string, paste it in. And then I think I just want to do this. I want to say equals save screenshot. Like that. Okay?
Okay.
That's what I think I want it to be. So we're going to declare that method for me.
Yep. And this is going to take a string. Oh, it already knows it.
Yeah. So save screenshot looks like that. And now we want to actually save the screenshot. I'm going to switch back over to my machine. I did a search for this beforehand.
Wait.
Yes, go ahead. Back to your machine. What?
Return.
Something. The screenshot name.
But we already have.
What'd you say?
We already have a variable for that.
No, that variable is not here locally. That variable, so the difference between local variables and field variables, local variables can only be seen locally inside of the method, right? These braces from here to here. So we actually are going to need another variable, probably called screenshot name. We're going to have to figure out what it is, and then we're going to return it
yes.
at the end. So we're going to have to do work here. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay, back over to my machine. Are you using LiveShare or are you using the same PC? Is Thindle's question. We are using two different PCs. And we're using OBS to send the data from one to the other. That's what. And
then the reason you can work
using
on
NDI. I'm sorry, Campbell. What? The reason what?
And the reason you can type on my PC is mouse without borders.
I've got mouse without borders, so I can type on Campbell's machine. And I've got a duplicate of one of his monitors on my setup.
So he can
see
what
he can see on his is duplicated and sent out over onto a second monitor that I can see over on my machine as well. So that's how we got the setup.
Yeah.
Okay. So I did a search asking the question, hey, how do I take a screenshot of a WPF control, which is what we want to do. And basically they said, here's the code right here. A screenshot is a shot of the screen, everything on the screen. What you want is to save an image from a single UI element. Remember, WPF is composed of UI element descendants on the form, the XAML. And you can do that using render target bitmap dot render method. So let's see, this should say, there it is right there. There's the call, okay? So we create a new instance of a render target bitmap. We tell it the width and height. This is the pixel dots per inch, which is basically how precise the image is going to be. We'll just go with 96 because that's also the same dot per inch that I think is used in the controls And I think this is actually important to keep these 96s there. I'm pretty sure one is for width DPI and the other's height DPI.
That makes sense.
So they're both the same. This is the pixel format. This is just, I recognize blue, green, red, alpha, 32 bits. I think P stands for pixel format. So that just means it's a 32 bits per pixel is what I think it means. So it's basically full color, okay?
Yeah.
So we'll say this will be capable of creating new full color bitmaps at this height and width, and then we're going to call render target bitmap, and then we're going to get a PNG bitmap encoder, and we're going to use that to save it. And so that's going to be able to encode it. So we do that, and then we create a file stream so we can save that out. So that's the code we're going to get. We're going to need that code. Does the inline image syntax work anywhere? Yes, in CodeRush it does. As long as you have a comment, you need the comment delimiters right in front of it.
Right.
It says unrecognized command here, but basically, yeah, you need the comment delimiters. We'll switch back over to Campbell's machine. We'll show you how we do this, and we'll make it work here. So we're going to put this code in here. We need the width and height. We'll have to figure that out. Those will both be doubles. There's width, and then there's height. Like that.
Don't we already have a chart width in pixels and chart height in pixels?
We do. I'm not sure if we'll be able to use those or not, though. What are these? These are ints. Sorry.
Huh.
Uh-oh, look who's here.
Hello, Surly Dev.
Surly says you do know it's Sunday, right?
Yes. But since we're not doing a show on Saturday, and then we're not doing any after that for a little bit, for a week.
Yeah, we know it's Sunday. Okay, now what's going on? Why isn't this working? Width and height. What was it? What am I missing? It's an int. Oh, just because they're not initialized yet. I think that's the problem. Okay, now we need to pass in your control that we're gonna do this. Surly Dev, says Sindel. And we need properly system IO right there. Actually, not do that. I'm gonna fully qualify it. And similarly, fully qualify this.
Oh, we're showing the wrong screen.
Oh, sorry. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. Shirley says, Dindal! Okay, so what's wrong with the render call? Oh, we need to pass the controller. And we need to get the screenshot name. So the screenshot name is going to go here, right there. So we've got a couple things we need to do. First, let's go in and figure out the control that we need to put in here. What control are we going to render? Where do you think we can find that, Campbell? And I'll give you clues one at a time as you need them. Just ask for a clue if you need them. I think that's right.
Oh, yeah. Because this is a button, this is a list, this is a button, this is a text box.
Yeah. I was going to say go over here to the XAML and go look in the XAML. But it's basically, this is the guy, and its name is TickGraph. Right? So that's the guy we want to do. What I think I'm going to do here is instead of using these two as variables, I think I'm going to use, well, maybe I'll do it. So I'm going to say it's equal to TickGraph dot actual width, and then this one's going to be actual height.
Oh, but we need to make them doubles.
Can you cast them to ints?
Okay. And that. Oh.
All right. Tindall, you've got a copy of CodeRush, right? If you don't, let me know. If you want one, you're working in Visual Studio. Okay, so we've got those done. Now we're just going to need to figure out the screenshot name. We have in folders, trying to use more than 0.5% of CodeRush. Well, Tindall, happy to help out with that. Help you get better at that. We can do that and work on that and talk about that now on the show too if you want. All right, so I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say the project folder is equal to, and we've got something in folders, right? Folders dot, can we have a get project folder name?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, So that's the project folder. That's going to be wherever this one is in. Test case generator UI. That's where that's going to be. We need to go up one folder from that, is what we need to do. We need to remove the last folder name, is what we need to do. We kind of need to do a breakpoint right here, is what we need to do. At some point, we're going to say, I want to do this. I want to say screenshot name is equal to, I'm going to say new GUID. I want to create a new GUID here, or GUID.newGUID, sorry.
Oh, that's the...
Like that. That
That's
creates
the
a
really
new
big one,
unique
right?
number. I'm going to do a toString on it. What'd you say, Campbell?
That's the really big number, right?
Yeah, it's not so much a number that I can hold numbers in. It's an identifier. It contains letters in it. Remember we saw it was really big and long? It's a sequence of letters and numbers that is unique. It is statistically unique, so that if you and I at the same time on identical machines even tried to create a GUID at the exact same time, the chances of them being the same would be like trillions and trillions and trillions to one or something like that. It's just highly unlikely that anyone will ever create a GUID that's the same.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Surly says, Tyndall, work your way through this list. That's a really good suggestion. I think that the quality of that list is high. Those are Coders Feature of the Week videos right there. Okay, so we've got a project folder, and we've got our screenshot name. We're getting a new GUID. I need to combine these two together, but I need to get rid of this project folder. I need to go up to get to the solution folder, is what I want to do. So I'm going to do, I think I want to do this while we step through it, is what I want to do it. Because I want to look at the data and see it. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. All right, so let's run it. See if it works. See what gets us close, gets to that breakpoint. I saw a stat that if you created 10,000 GUIDs every second since the start of the universe, the chance of getting a duplicate during all that time would be less than 0.01%. Could be bold, but didn't run the math myself. Yeah, I feel like it's pretty close. But I'm a little nervous. Maybe we should add a letter to GUIDs. We should add one more digit. Because then it multiplies all that. Everything drops down by 1/26. Or actually 36, because you've got 10 numbers and 26 letters. But I think even the letters can be upper and lowercase. So it actually is almost like by a factor of 100 every time you added a letter or a digit. Is my guess. Okay, select, test selection. So we're looking for a screenshot that looks something like this. When we do generate test. So in here in the generate test, we got to get the project folder name. So there it is. See it? Stock analysis. Actually, I think that's exactly where we want to put it, isn't it? It is. Mm-hmm. Sweet. We just need to add this part right here to it.
/.cr/images.
I didn't know that was going to work like that. That's really cool. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say screenshot name is that, and then we're going to say full path to file. Create a variable called full path to file. We're going to set that equal to, we want to do a combine here. And that's going to be in system.io.path. So system.io, IO stands for input output, and path is for working with files and things like that.
And then .combine.
Yeah, there's this cool method called combine, which will automatically combine your project folder with this other part you're adding to it. And it'll just check to make sure we don't have too many slashes or not enough slashes. So we just put these both here. If this ends with a slash, it'll take this slash off.
But the reason you're doing the double slashes is so that this slash isn't considered one of the elements of the
this slash means the next character, whatever it is we're going to use.
Yeah.
So slash can be used to like embed like a T for tab or something like that. But if I'm using slash as a way to embed things, then I need a way to actually embed a slash. So I need two slashes to do that. Okay. But I could drop this away and this would still work because combine is smart enough to figure out, I need to get a slash in there. Okay, so I'm going to combine those two like that. I'll go ahead and put this back here. And that's my full path to file. Oh, but I need to combine one more thing, which is the screenshot name. Right here. Which looks like I haven't gotten it yet. Where do I get that? No, I get it just in front. Okay, cool. Just before I made that call. So that's initialized. So that's what I want right there. So screenshot name, if we hit F10, screenshot name is equal to, there's our good. So that's what I'm talking about. It looks like it's all lowercase, Campbell. No uppercase letters.
And this is good.
Yeah, but I'm thinking because there's so many, I think it's likely that that's the case. Okay, so F10 again. And wait, what happened to project folder? Did I just, project folder is stack analysis. This combined full path to file. What? It didn't do 3? Or is it because the current directory is equal to that and it knows it's just going to work? I'm a little worried about full path to file not having all of these. I wonder if to call combine twice. I'm going to do that. Is what I'm going to do because I'm just a little worried about it. So let's say full path to file is equal to now. I'm going to combine full path to file with the screenshot name. We'll try this now and see what happens. So we're here, and we get what? What's going on with that? Oh, interesting. The double slash in the front. Didn't like it. Okay, so I'm going to do that. That's probably what the problem is. I wonder if I can now combine this, recombine this into 3, and go back and do that in one line. That's what I need. Okay. Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting that it needed me to get rid of that. I wonder if it was because the dot was right after or because something else I'm not aware of. Anyway, there it is. So there's full path. You see 2 slashes here, but that's because of their escapes. If we were to click on this, you'd see it just like that.
1 slash.
So there's the path to the file. Oops, I didn't put a .png. Okay, so screenshot name. Can I get one more in here? Yeah, it looks like I can. So I'm going to come in here and say .png. We're going to execute this line of code again because I wanted to have a PNG file extension. Oops, no, that's not going to work. See, it thought it was a path element in it. That makes sense. Screenshot name is going to be that plus this. So we're coming back up here one more time, getting a different good now. Doing that, how's the path to file now?
Yep, looks like it's...
That looks good. Full path to file. The screenshot name is this with a PNG, and I think that's what we need when we create the test method. We need that PNG extension, so I think that's true. Let's try it. So we're going down here, we're going to render it. Is it going to work? Is it going to work? Is it going to work? Just run it. It should be on the clipboard now. Let's go to custom tick tests. Let's delete that. And let's paste that test in. It may have worked, but because we're running, CodeRush does not, I think, show the images when we're running. Let me close it down and see if it'll change that.
Wait, it's still running. You still got the test generator.
Okay. Fun fact, if you don't do a path.combine and you just try to open that when you debug, it's in your bin, and it's in your bin. If you run it as an admin, it's C:, and if you run it, it's relative to exe location. AKA, if you try to write in an installed version of your program, you get an unauthorized exception since they don't want you writing to the program files. All right, why isn't this working is now my new question. I feel like this is good. Does it the space here?
No, I tried that.
It says it's broken. Let's go see if we
It's because of the space. You need to add the space again.
Well, I don't think so. It says it can't find the file. Let's go look at the file. It's not here.
Huh. Well, that's not...
We didn't add the file. I
Okay.
think.
But
That's not it. What's that? Wait, That's it. Why does it have the wrong name?
That's not it. No, wait, that's not it at
Hold
all.
on, let me look at it a second.
No, that's not it.
No, let me. That's the main one.
Yeah.
Oh, right. That's because that's from a screenshot I did earlier.
Wait, is this one a GUID as well or no?
No. That's not it. That's not it. You're totally
But that
right. It's not it.
is that a GUID?
No, it's not.
No.
This is the special thing that CodeRush does. Okay, so the file didn't get written out. So we need to figure out why is that the case. So let's kill that. And
It might have been that we tried it too many times and the GUIDs got mixed up.
Say again?
It might have been that we were doing it without. I don't know.
What's this? Oh, that's the JSON we opened up from the last time. Okay, so we want to try it again. Test generator. We want to see what's going on here. We want to step through this code and see what's going on with it. So one more time, we'll give it a shot.
Wait, let's just try it without going through it. So let's just try it as it's meant to be.
You don't want a breakpoint?
Yeah, I just want to see what happens if we do it normally.
I guess I'm thinking that if we don't generate a file when we're stepping through it, there's no way we'll be generating a file if we don't, unless there was a problem with edit continue, I suppose. But we would see that. So go ahead and hit generate test. Did you do it?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Oh, good. We got a breakpoint. Sweet. This is where I want to be anyway. Full path to file. Oh, I see the problem. Here. We're just creating a screenshot name, but not full path to file. Let's try running it now. And now let's go into our tick tests and paste it. I think we've got this space here we need to get rid of. Like that. Oh, look at that. That's it, right?
I think
that
so.
was it. I think we want to get rid of the hint.
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
And we want to add like some more, and maybe this thing too, this vertical one. Because that's just the time of the mouse. The mouse is under.
So then, why don't we just get rid of all of the adornments? Because I do believe.
Because I want to see these.
Those are in a different thing.
Yes.
Those are in a different file.
Right, that's what I'm saying, is I don't want to get rid of them, but I want to hide them just before we save the file. I want to set their visibility to hidden.
Or collapse.
Okay. All right, so two things we need to do at least. We need to get rid of the space right there. I want to get rid of that space so we have the right syntax. We want to hide those pieces. So we're going to go into probably tickgraph dot hide. I think I want to call hide adornments.
Well, wait. Don't they have a different name? Isn't it like hide core adornments or custom adornments? I forget.
Yeah, I think you're right. I want to call hide core adornments. Oops, I want to do it before we render it. This is the call that saves it. So I want to do that, and then I want to say show core adornments. I'm hoping that'll work. So we're going to declare the method, come in here, and we're going to type in, go to the canvas, the CVS, don't have a core adornments. There it is right there. Good job remembering that. We're going to set the visibility here to hidden.
Yeah.
And then go ahead and create the other method too that we need.
Show them.
Wait, don't forget what does this mean right here?
Oh,
Right
right.
at the tip of my finger. What's needed there? End key, get you out faster. End key. Okay?
Yeah. What?
Selection increases your plus button. Num plus, if you want that faster.
Oh. No, this
Hit
one.
undo because you don't like the test. It went from core to test case because we were doing that before.
Yeah.
And
then we want to change this from hide.
don't forget Alt Shift left also there is going to help you moving around from piece to piece.
Wait, no. There's this one.
What needs to change? There you go.
Oh, sorry.
This might work. Let's try it again. You can just run it. Just hit run. You can clear the breakpoint. Then go to custom tick tests. And then paste it in. There you go. So no hint. Oh shoot, we got the hint. The hint's on another level.
Dang it.
The hint's on another layer. All right, so but we did get rid of the other line, I think. So let's go fix that. Okay. All right. Let's get rid of this. I'm kind of thinking I want to scale this down. So to scale it down, we need to add this to the end. See that?
Yeah.
So we'll just put the scale down image. And then we can rescale it if we want to later.
But otherwise, it will just be too many images that are too big. And then it will take too long to scroll through.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. So there's the image right there coming in. And I think it's right there. That's where it goes. Okay? So that will make that change to make it smaller. We want to go over into tick graph. And we need to also come in and I think there's a CVS hints. We want to do the same thing here. Right? Like that. And let's set a breakpoint here. We'll probably want to rename both of those. If we come back in, let's come in here. Let's add a new time variable. Add another time variable. So we got 2, maybe 3 more time variables. So we've got 3 time variables here. Generate the test. Run it. And now paste it in
custom
over here.
tests.
What'd you say? You want to paste
Custom,
it in?
yeah, sure. Custom text.
Say no to stopping debugging. Cool. There's our
Yeah.
new test method with var 1, 2, and 3. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, test graph, I want to give it an inner margin. Because tick graph, not test graph. Tick graph, right? I want to give it a margin so we can see points that are right outside, right? We just don't have a margin on it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense what I'm saying? So I want to give it a margin. Let's go look at tick graph and see what we can do with that. See if we can give it a margin easily. Let's go look at XAML. Where is that? Tick graph core. Tick graph XAML. Let's see. We've got a grid container. And all of these things are in the grid. One idea is to put all these in a border. I'm going to kill the app. One idea is to put all of these inside of a border. A border has Can a border do multiple children? It cannot. Hold on. Undo, 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 undo. And I think what I want to do is take the grid and put it in a border. Who's using grid container? Set size, grid container. Okay, that's the only place it's used. So I think what I'm going to do, Campbell, is I'm going to try to put the whole grid inside of a border. Borders is a real simple control. It can only have one child. So the grid will be its child. And I think I got to give the border a name. Can you type in XN for me in the space bar? That stands for XAML name.
Okay.
And it's going to give you that. And so now let's call this BRD, I don't know, container BRD tick graph maybe. Tick graph. Yeah, uppercase T. And then let's come in here and let's set its margin to like...
Wait, sorry, what is this?
This is the border that's outside of the control we just added. It says, I've got to lurk for a bit and fix some adulting stuff, but I'm still listening.
Okay.
Gotcha, hit enter here.
Yeah.
And then space, and then type in
M0, right?
Try M30. I'm kind of thinking of a 30 border all the way around. See now, look what it's done.
Yeah.
Okay, now what I want to do. I was looking at it right there. What happened?
It switched to your screen with all of with everything, but we weren't shown. So I just switched back to our screen and now.
Oh, interesting.
Weird.
Let's go see what's going on with that. Looks like I need to do a refresh or something over there. Okay, so I'm just adding border tick graph over there to it. Okay, on the set size, because I think that's all going to work. Let's see what set size does. It just sets the width and height to this amount. I think what I want to do is I want to manually set border graph because it's got a border beyond it. That's what I want to do. So I say border graph dot width is equal to chart width pixels plus its horizontal margin like that, and its height equal to chart height in pixels plus my vertical margin. And my vertical margin is going to be based on the its margin here, which is left plus right. That's my horizontal margin. Like that. My vertical margin is equal to BRD tick graph dot margin dot, what is the next one? Top plus this plus margin bottom. And then now I think we'll be okay. So now that width and height will that whole thing will work out to be the way we want it to be. Let's also use these up here. The new size comes in. What I want to do is I want to subtract the horizontal margin from my new size's width and subtract the vertical margin from the new size's height. And then that way, the margin, we should still see it. Let's see if we run it now, if we get that margin around it. We want to look for the margin around the screenshot. And we're actually looking for the margin here as well. So you
Yeah.
can see already we're getting a margin coming in. It looks much bigger though. That 30 is bigger than I want, maybe.
Oh, what? It's cutting off the bottom as well.
The bottom, I think, is just because we're making it taller.
Yeah, but it's still
Yeah,
cutting
we
off
used
the
to
bottom.
set it so it would go right along the bottom, but we're making it taller. We should take a look at where we're. I'm not sure why that's changing like that. Cropping it off the bottom. It's moving it down, that's for sure. At some point, it's like we're choosing the size. It's like it's not getting the vertical margin. It's not subtracting enough from it on the chart height in pixels. Just wonder if there's any other assignments to that. Coder has the ability to go in and say, hey, show me just when we're writing to it. Yeah, it's just here. Then it says, it's 3 weeks since I moved. My streaming setup has been done for 2.5 weeks. I just put up drapes in my living room. Priorities. I'm with you. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know. The border is bigger than I want it to be, in fairness. I do want to change that border.
Maybe make it 20?
Yeah, or 15 maybe even. Make it half of that. Tick graph XAML. Change that to like 15. And then resize this. Still cropped off the bottom. Sounds like you're in one of the two quantum states of programming. One, your code doesn't work and you have no idea why. Or two, your code works and you have no idea why. Yeah, it's not working and I'm not sure why yet. If I look for chart height in pixels, it's used only for create line. It's used in get stock position Y, so it's in draw custom adornments when we're drawing them. Let's just make sure that over here we don't have, yeah, these are all at 0, 0. in the grid. I don't know. Do you have any ideas, Campbell? How should we fix this? Anything to try? Like, what if we just said minus 100 here? What would happen if we did that? We resized it and ran it.
Huh.
I don't understand why that works.
Oh wait, can I have control of this for a sec?
Try selecting something and hitting the test selection button.
Yeah. Oh,
No data?
no data. Look,
Resize it a second. Actually,
it's
that
not
probably won't work.
responsive.
What'd you say?
It's not responding.
It also seems like it's adding new data in.
That's what it looks like. And it appears to be at the same rate as this one.
What just happened? All of that is because, hold on though, you know what I want to try? I want to try restarting the app a second. Because I might have made some of these changes in XAML Hot Reload. Oh no wait, no I don't think I did actually. That's all because we added the border?
Oh wait, now nothing's happening.
And it's not responsive anymore? That makes sense at all? Let's see what happens if we come in and say debug break all. Do we get anywhere interesting? We're clearing the children. Drawing the graph. Got 12 data points. Chart width in pixels is really long. 315,000. Chart height in pixels is 470. The chart width in pixels is huge. It'll say async as soon as you've got the render. Not sure what you're talking about there, Thindle, at this point. But I do know I've got really bad data here. This one looks reasonable. Chart width is way too big.
Yeah, that's...
I'm going to type Syntax reference and see if I can find where it's been assigned. User control size changed. That's the only place I think. Horizontal margin. What if there's a problem here with the border? Let's run it. Okay. The new size width is giant. Horizontal margin is correct. New size width is giant though. On the user control size changed. I think it's because we put a border in it. I think it's trying to do something with the border to make it like really big, is what I think what's happening. I think this is something that may be built in to so what I'm going to do, if to test this theory is I'm going to create another grid that holds the border. So I've got a grid that holds the border that holds a grid. Use the XN template right there to give me a name for this grid.
XAML name.
And we'll call this
GRD.
GRD outside. Alright. Now I'm going to copy that to the clipboard. And I'm going to come down here somewhere. So this right here, if we do chart with pixels plus horizontal margin, chart with pixels plus horizontal margin is the same as this plus horizontal margin. In other words, this is chart with pixels, right? What I've just copied, which is the same as minus horizontal margin plus horizontal margin is what?
Oh, that's just new size dot width.
Yeah. So I can come down here and do the same thing and right down here, new size dot height. Like that. It should be E at the front there. And then I can come down to that new piece you just added, grid container, and it should be the same width and height as well.
Wait, it's doing BRG tick graph.
Good job. Okay, good. All right. Start running that. If this doesn't work, we're going to have to go backwards and we'll revert.
Okay. Oh! Dang it.
I think it's the same problem. All right.
Let's try just getting rid of the border.
That's what I'm saying. Revert. Okay, so we're going to revert back out. Tick graph XAML. We're going to get rid of these two. We have to go down to the end of this and take out those two. We need to go back into the code and we need to comment this out, and we'll just use these for now, just keep them in, but I'm going to make them both 0. We're going to get rid of that. And we get rid of that minus 100. We're going to try to run that. Okay, border's gone. Select some data, bring it up, hit test selection.
Yes!
All right, let's see if we can make a border another way.
Wait, why did we add the border in the first place?
Because I didn't like the screenshots. See,
Oh,
they're
right.
right along the edge. I wanted a border on the screenshots. But great question. So that wasn't clear. It should be. So tickgraph.xaml. How do we get a border without using a border?
Why don't we just... Wait, where are we taking the screenshot? Where's the code that takes the screenshot?
So that code that takes a screenshot is in our test case generator.
Okay.
It's right here.
Okay. What if we just increased width and height?
There's no way to offset it that I see here in the render target bitmap.
Wait, yeah, I would assume.
Wait,
Here,
let's
wait,
see.
can I have the mouse? Why don't we just, couldn't we do that? Plus,
Right, but it'll still be in the upper left. It'll be aligned to the upper left.
Oh,
I
okay.
need to offset it as well. And there's no offset options for parameters here either. I think the solution is to go back into the XAML over here and work with it here. One of the things I can do with the grid is I can give it, essentially give it borders and give it an area that I can work with. So I can come in here and I can say, I can do a row definitions. We've got row definitions like this, and then give it a new row, a row definition like that. And the row definition, I think, has got a height. So I can say this first row is 15. Okay? The next height, I'm just going to do that. I mean, it can be as big as you want it to be. And then I'm going to duplicate that and set up some column definitions here. Hold on. So then, column. Let's do this one more time. Duplicate that. Column definitions. And make this one width right here. Okay? And so now I've set up that the upper one, the upper left and the upper right is what I've done. I set up those locations there. What is it not like here? Oh, it should be grid.column definitions at the end, right? Okay. Then I want to come down here and I want to say, hey, you are going to be in R1C1. Like that. That's going to expand out to grid column 1 and row 1. So that's going to essentially indent each one of these. Because I don't think, I should check this first. Do I have a margin on here? I do. Really? That's all I needed to do? Hold on. Let's go back and try the margin on here. I thought I didn't have that. So now the question is, will margin on grid work? Let's run it. Yes, it looks like it works. How's the bottom show? Let's see if the data, does the data look, is it cropped off the bottom still? Need some more data to come in. We need the data to change. As soon as it changes, it will go from top to bottom, or bottom to top.
Oh, wait. It's cropping off the side data. Look, you can't see that dot.
Okay, I think I can still fix that.
Yeah. Why?
That's when it read the size changes, and we can use the margin to solve that. Here,
Somebody
I'll show
buy
you
some
how we
Bitcoin
fix that.
stock.
We can do that. Actually, fix that right now. Here. We're going to do this. Uncomment that. Get rid of that. This one is going to be our GRD container. Some controls don't allow margins, and I think I was just thinking that it's a stack panel doesn't allow margins for some reason, but the grid does, and I thought I was thinking the grid didn't either. So now if we do this, we'll get these margins here, 30 and 30. We're going to drop those down, drop that down as well. Now we might not be cropping. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. Okay. So let's get some data. I don't see any data in here. It's way down there. I think we need to get some more data. So we're cropping off the bottom. Same kind of problem before. Well, I can come in and subtract something from it. I hate this kind of thing where we have to do something like this, and all of a sudden it works, and we don't know why.
Yeah.
right? It's really good to, from the standpoint of understanding like what's happening. Like at least, you know, oh, well, if I modify the data, now all of a sudden this works. But I'm a little bit worried about this. If I select this now, here's the next question. If we select this, we say test selection, will we see it?
No.
Don't. Is it because it never gets resize and we don't see it? And the reason why we don't see it, I think, Campbell, is because it's giant when it comes in. I think it's trying to draw on something that's like 356,000 pixels across.
Right.
And that seems to happen because we add margins to it. Right? In other words, if I come in, if we come into this and we kill this, if we say don't come in anymore, don't do this, don't draw anymore, and we come in and we get rid of this, all we have to do is get rid of this and all of a sudden I think everything works. I think. So we still have this. The data across the bottom. Now we are subtracting 100 from it.
Uh-oh.
Still. If I go into test selection,
Wait.
we still see it. The margin messes with it. Let's try one more thing. Let's put the margin back in. Let's
The moving average.
Create what?
The moving average appeared to be broken. I don't think we touched it at all, but it didn't move with it
All right.
when it was starting.
Let's verify that before we go any further.
Yeah, we'll do it later.
I saw it at the bottom, but how do you mean broken? What do you think?
Like it wasn't updating. The blue one was, but this one was not. Well, let's wait for data.
Yeah, that's unlikely to be related to what we're doing. We're just
I know,
moving
but
positions.
I know we haven't touched. Oh, the moving average at all.
That
Well,
looks
yeah,
good to
look,
me,
it's
right?
a straight line. The blue
The other
one's
one's
fine,
a straight line.
but this one isn't.
Oh, interesting.
I don't
Okay.
think. I don't know, maybe. I don't think it's related to what we're doing because we haven't gotten near that.
You might need more data because one's a short moving average, the other's a longer moving average. And the longer one is the green one.
Okay.
I remember we said we'd make the line thicker for the larger moving average. Yeah, there you go. See?
Oh, okay.
It
That's
is.
weird.
Okay, so that's all good. The problem is, let's go back, let's close it down. Add the margin. The question is, why does this mess with it? And I think what I want to do is I want to handle that size change here. And I want to look at it really closely when we create it. Not the first time. So I'm going to just hit F5 here because this works. But once we get and we start saying, let's load data, now I want to look at this very carefully. So these values are good. Horizontal margin and vertical margin are good. The width here looks good. The height here looks good. So I'm just hit run. We're back in again. These both are all looking good to me. Look at the number of size changes here. Still 660, 470, that all looks good. I'm not sure why I'm getting so many size changes. Advance. Just hit run. Ooh, we're getting, size is getting bigger.
Why is it changing size so much? Okay.
So new size is now at 1200. Now it's getting bigger. Oh, I see what's happening. It's getting bigger by 30 each time. So look, it's 1320. Now it's at 1350, the width. The height's still staying at 600. Now it's going to be 1380. See it? So what's going on is somehow we're triggering a size change. The question is why.
But wait, how do we find out this? Does it include chart with pixels? Because that would make sense if it was going in loops.
I need to speak a little louder.
Do we find out what the value of newsize.width is, e.newsize.width is, using chart with pixels? Do you know? Because that would make sense if we were going in loops.
I think we're setting the width of the graph at some point. Hold on. We're setting the size here.
Using chart with pixels.
We're calling set size on the grid container. That is the problem. Set size is coming in and setting the size equal to the current size minus the horizontal margin.
Which
we set the size, but then what happens is that element's width now goes to that new size, but it's got a margin on it, I think, and so it keeps pushing it out. I think that's what's happening. I'm pretty sure this is going to fix it. If we do this, we'll get it. It's still like about 1100 long. I don't see the other one. It was here. And if we close this and we bring up a new one, grab this date over here because it's a little more interesting. That, and then we do set selection. No, it's still changing it. We did make this change using edit and continue, and it's in a DLL that's being used. Sometimes we see that not working. Let's try it one more time. I'm still curious about that minus 100. This whole thing is like a little bit like, what? No. Is it still doing it? So the size is, yeah, look at it, 167,000 is the width size.
Wait. What is element width and element height?
This is the parameter. Set size takes an element, so when I call set size on CVS hints, it passes CVS hints into it. It's called element here, but it's CVS element hints. It's our hint.
Oh,
canvas.
okay.
And so it just sets the width and height to those values. I can also we could also try this instead. Let's see if that is any better. Yeah, it stops coming in. It stops the loop. So that means now if I come in, grab the data, comes in only once. Okay. All right. So my take on what was happening is it was these lines of code that was causing the problem when I was taking the grid container and setting it equal to that new size.
Yeah,
and it said, okay, but here's my margins. I'm going to add margins to it. Is what the problem is. So if I call set size on it, it was actually using that minus the margins. So that's now what I think is, that's the code I think we want to use. There's a tip, Control KD to format the document. Okay. All right. Back to, I think where we were going. We've got, well, we haven't tested the margins yet. You should test the margins. So let's grab some data like that. Test selection. Now we're looking for some nice margins around the outside edge of this. generate test, go over into the code, paste it in. There's the margins. Okay?
Okay.
Longer than I wanted it to, but all right. Next, what do you want to work on? You want to try to put names near the arrows, variable names? Do you want to
Well,
work on the other three data types?
yeah, let's work on the other 3 data types.
Okay, so just for folks who are like, wait, other 3 data types, what are you talking about? We basically want to be able to add price, time,
Which we already have.
which looks like this. We want to add price indicators. We want to add a point indicator, a variable. So the variables show up here. And we want to add a range indicator like that. So I say we go with price next because it's very similar to the time.
Yeah.
And we basically listed these classes as test variable time, which we just implemented. And now we've done these 2 things right here. And now I want to come in and do test variable price. So let's go find test variable time on your machine and take a look at it. See if we'll look at it, maybe talk to me about it. See what you think we need to do. See if we can figure out how to turn the test variable price.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. You can, a couple of fast ways to get to a descendant here. One of them is hit the num dot. I'll show you it later. Okay, so here's test variable time. We better set value for this to work.
That's already been done.
Are we doing that?
I think so.
Yeah, we do it. We set the value in the constructor right here. Test variable time. All right, so this is the class test variable time. You want to talk to me about it? Tell me what you remember about it. Tell me what's going on with this class.
So from what I remember is as soon as you right click, it captures the position of the mouse on the y-axis.
We're talking about other code now, not this code.
And then, wait, what?
This code has nothing to do with the mouse. There's no code in here that captures the mouse.
Oh, okay,
position.
then this just shows you, okay.
Just look at the code and tell me. Let's look at it one piece at a time. And let's see what we can figure out from it just like one piece at a time. Look at line 9.
It creates a new variable of the price of the position that the mouse was at.
This variable, so just look at it a piece at a time. What do you got there? What's that type?
It's a date time.
It's date time. It's not a price, it's date time. And it's called value.
Sorry,
No
I was
worries.
saying price.
No worries. Yeah, so we know that it's going to hold a date time and it's called value. All right? What's this?
Which piece?
What's that I'm selecting?
That sets the value of the date time.
That's one thing it does, but what is that? Is that a method, a property, a constructor? What is
Constructor.
that? What is it?
That's a constructor.
So it constructs a new instance of test variable time. What's going on with name? What's happening here?
I don't know.
If we tap to next reference, it's passed as a parameter to something called base right there. If I hit F12 on base to jump in, look where it takes me. It takes me to test of variables. This thing in test variable, is that a property, a method, or a constructor?
That's what? That's just a property.
It's not a property. A property is going to have a getter or a setter on it like that. So is test
it's a
variable a property, a method, or a constructor?
Method.
What'd you say?
It's a method.
It's not a method either. Great job, though. I love you going after this like this. It's not. It's a constructor. We can tell because if it was a method, it would say void here, or it would have a return type like bool. But it's not either of those. It's actually a constructor. The other way you can tell is look, the name is the same as the class name. Make sense? So I'm going to rewind time and pretend we didn't even ask this question. Is this a property, a method, or a constructor?
It's a constructor.
It's a constructor. It constructs a new instance of test variable. So what was going on with name? Look at name here. Name comes in here. Take a look at my finger. Can you see my finger? It's like going into the method, and then we shoot it out into base. It comes in here, and then we pass it right up there. We don't use it anywhere else, right? It's just used there.
Yeah.
So base. What's going on? When we get a 12, it takes us here. Look, there's name. It's not the same one, it's a new property.
Yeah, but it's up
It's
here.
going to have the same value. Yeah, it assigns it to the property name. Good job. That's exactly what it does. And then the rest of the constructor just initializes value. So right now at this point, we know that this variable, this class called test variable time holds a value called time that's initialized in its constructor. We know that from these two lines, these two sections.
Yeah.
What is going on here? What are these? We don't have getters or setters, but we have this symbol right here, which kind of means get.
They're variables.
What'd you say?
They're variables.
These are actually properties. And what's going on with the override? I know this is, I'm throwing a lot of stuff at you that's kind of new. What's going on with override? Do you remember that?
Yes, I do. That, it basically says this is more important than any value that's already been set.
Yeah, it basically says this is the most important property. If you're going to say variable.key is equal to something, or if you want to ask it and say what's your key, it's going to go to this one, not the one up here in the ancestor class. If we put these side by side, you might start starting to see some things here. Where is it? There it is, right there. Okay, let's look at these side by side. Close down properties here. So we're trying to get a little bit more going on here. Take a look at this. See key over here?
Yeah.
See key
It's
here?
got the same.
This one's virtual. Go ahead, you can grab the mouse if you want.
No, it's
And then look at time.
Yeah.
Right down underneath it. Time.
And it has all of the same properties except for
Yeah, but
different
these are all
values.
virtual. All the way down. So what's going on here? Test variable time. Why did we return icon time point for test variable time? Do you remember that?
I don't.
Cool. No worries. Let's run it. Oh, it's running. Let's right click over here and add a time. Now do you remember what it does?
Yes. It's right. Okay. So no, I'm still not sure.
No worries. Watch this. I'm going to screenshot that. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to paste in the screenshot. Oh shoot, I can't because we're running because it's on the clipboard. But if I close it down and then paste it in, and then I'm going to crop it. That's what this thing builds. This icon time point is referencing, that's the name of the resource for the down arrow in the tick graph XAML. Holy cow, that's crazy, isn't it? So that's what's going on here. I think I want to come in there and crop this just a little more. I'm not liking the asymmetry there. Okay. Okay, there we go. Next, we got its time, we got its price, its size. The size. So if we came in and changed this to 150 or 150, do you think that's going to be 3 times as big?
Yeah. Or no. It's going to be 6 times as big, right?
I think it started at 50.
Yeah, I know.
It was 50.
But the size is just width, so it also affects.
Oh, I see. Overall, right.
Overall, it's going to be 6 times bigger.
Yeah, it's about 6 times bigger in this math. Good job. Or 9 times bigger, right? 3 times one way, 3 times the other, right? 3 times 3.
Oh, yeah.
9 times 1 math. So, the size we know impacts the size of the piece. The left offset is kind of how far off to the left, and the top is how far up off of the top. Okay? That's test variable time. What's going on with generate initialization? What's happening here?
Oh, this, I believe, wait.
Lingo says, this kid's freaking smart. I hope you're proud. I am proud. Don't I look proud? Look at me. Don't worry. I've got my good friends, since I have autism and I'm capable of emotion, I have my good friend, Mr. Announcer Bot, who says things like, excellent, and unbelievable, and I can say things like, hold on, I have like a, kid's good. Like that. Yeah. And Campbell can say things like, zoinks. Like that. Okay.
So that, I believe, this is what adds it to the test case.
Right. That's the test that adds the code for adding a new time. So this class doesn't have anything. The only thing it has to do that knows about, whoops, I'm sorry, let me go back and show it over here. The only thing it knows about that's kind of outside its space is how to generate a line of code.
Yeah.
That'll hook up the variable and initialize it. That's what it knows how to do. So if we want to create a test variable price, we need to duplicate this and make some changes. That's what we need to do. So I'm going to, not zooming at least, Genesco 7's here. And we did not get Genesco 7's fanfare. Looks like maybe the fanfare got broken. It's not something that broken earlier.
We need your help. Oh, God, run. Here, I have.
All right, so let's do this. We're going to duplicate this. Test variable time. Duplicate that. I'm going to change time to price. Like that. We're going to change date time here to decimal. We need to...
Wait. Oh, right, price. Okay.
So its value is going to be a type decimal because it's a price now.
I was about to say, all we really need to do is copy this and change a couple of things.
Yeah, so then we've got that. We're going to need a new screenshot.
Wait.
And instead of icon time point, we're going to say icon price point.
Yes, and then we need to change this as well.
No. Don't do that. And the reason why is because we're overriding this. Control Z on that.
Uh-oh. Okay, my Control Z wasn't.
Okay, time here is going to, notice what we did with price. When we didn't have one, we set it to decimal.max value. So now down here, we're going to say value. And now over here, we're going to say date time dot min value, which I think is going to put it at the left. Put this at the left of the graph. That's what min value is going to do. That's what our hope is, right?
Yes.
Okay. Next, size 50. I'm okay with that. Left offset is going to be equal to, I'm going to swap these around. I'm going to say left offset is equal to -10, which makes it going to kind of be off to the side a little bit. And the top offset, I'm going to say it's equal to negative size divided by 2. So it'll be centered this way.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Generate initialization. Well, this is going to be a decimal. whoops, /t, and then the word decimal. Okay? And now we're going to need to probably go in and say decimal dot parse value. And I think I only need that. So we're going to take the value as a string and we're going to parse it. By default, it's going to make it, I think, 8 or 9 digits, decimal places long. I think that's all we have to do here. Now, I'm going to move it to its own file. And what's going on over here? See these test variables over on the left?
Mm-hmm.
They're not organized. They're kind of in with everything else. Are they? Is that right? Oh, no. They're inside. Oh, test generator core. I'm actually okay with it. I didn't realize they were in their own project. So now I've got time over here. If we right-click this and we build just this, it succeeds. Okay? Now what I want to do is I want to go back over into time, the one that works. And I want to get its constructor. See its constructor there? Hit tab to next reference. I want to see where we're constructing this. Because there's a place out there where we're building that. It's there. It's in response to...
What did I do?
Yeah. It's in response to what? Do you recognize this? MI
Yeah,
stands,
when you click a menu item.
yeah, MI stands for menu item. So this is an MI
When you click the time.
click. Well, we want to come in here and do an MI
Price.
price click, and we want to create a what?
Test variable price.
Right. Go ahead and finish that. You probably just hit Control Space to have it finish it for you.
Mm-hmm.
Move left and then right, and then, or move left and try it. I've noticed that if it's right there, just move the arrow left and now try it. Control Space.
Oh,
There you
okay.
go.
And then we also need to change time at mouse.
We need what?
We
I'm
need
sorry.
price at mouse.
That was me moving the mouse for you. Sorry about that.
Wrong one.
N key and then Control left is the fastest way to get out there. 2 keys, you can get to that spot.
Oh, dang it. Right.
Price at mouse. Does it work? It doesn't.
No.
So
we need
copy
to
that to
clear
the
this.
clipboard and tap the next reference on time and mouse, and let's make that work. So we store that as well. So just duplicate this line.
Oops, that's not what I wanted. But shift enter. Press it. It already has it.
Yeah, just get price and mouse work. Dang, it doesn't work. Let's go in and go to clear it. Oh, price and mouse. Oh wait, one other thing. See this not working? I'm going to quickly go in here. I'm just going to drill into this, duplicate this line.
Oh.
Actually, let's not just type in VDE like that, and there we go. Price and mouse. So now we've got a field variable called price and mouse that we're storing here. We need to declare that. I'm going to duplicate that. I'm sorry, I'm going to copy the clipboard, jump in here,
Yeah.
and we're going to kind of need to do something here. I'm just going to type in, so if you want a method that returns a decimal, it's M for method, and then what for decimal? Do you remember?
MDE.
Right, go ahead and type that in. So you want a method that returns a decimal.
And then, no, because we don't want it to be descendant, do we? So it's not backslash?
Methods, there's nothing else beyond that. There's only descendants with classes, not
And
methods.
this one is get price
Get
at
price and
mouse.
mouse, good, good.
We don't
It's
need
going
any
to look a lot like
parameters.
the line above.
Yeah, so we can probably just,
You can copy the whole line. Just hit home and then
Control
shift end. Shift end. Shift end. Reach for that end key. It's going to save you so much time. All right, good. Get that, copy it. But now instead of time from X,
we
you want
need
what
get price
Y.
from Y.
Right.
Price. Oops.
That's okay. You can fix it just by getting to the end and hitting Control Space, getting close to that, and it'll fill in the Y, and there you go. That should work. Why isn't that working? Get price from Y. You want to change that to chart height in pixels, but why doesn't it?
Yeah, that's weird.
Maybe it's something, name something else. If it is, we should maybe change that. Maybe it doesn't exist. Do you have anything starting with just get price? No. All right. So looks like we got to build it. The time from X.
This one needs to be a
Wait.
decimal, not a date time.
Wait. Get time from X is here. Really? We don't have a get price from Y?
That's weird.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense because we only are following the X with the line this way. We don't have anything that
Yeah.
goes that way. So
Okay.
yeah, it looks like we have to duplicate it. So let's go ahead and duplicate that. I'm going to change this time to price. And I'm going to change X to Y if I can. And then I'm going to change chart width in pixels to chart height in pixels.
And POS to exposition. Wait, there's one more thing. We need to change this to Y.
Oh, good job. Thank you. All right. We change percent across to percent down.
Oh, wait.
Did you say wait?
No, we do that, and then here, wait,
Oops.
we also need to change this to get return low, right? No. Is it just 0?
Yeah, I think you're right. It's low. It didn't work because it's expecting a date time, but we want to change this.
Oh, right, to a
TDE
decimal.
gives you that type of decimal. So go ahead and hit space to expand that TDE right there. Okay, so now we've got low. What's going to happen over here? If percent down is greater than 100%.
This is return high.
Yeah,
Oh, wait.
I like it.
And then
Good.
price from,
Okay, so now down here, time span is not what we
need
want
to-
anymore. We want a decimal down here because a decimal can also represent a decimal span.
and then this is low to high, not end to, or no, high to low.
Yeah, high minus low. Good job. Good job figuring this out.
Low. High. And then we need,
Time across in seconds.
yeah, we need
So-
this to be not time, but price,
Price up and down or total price height or something like that.
okay.
You know, something like that. Total, whatever you want to call it, but it's essentially correct.
Total price height?
Or just a total price. Total price, I think. Total price delta.
Delta.
I like that better. And that's going to be very equal to percent down times just simply that, the total span across.
Oh,
this
no.
should be a decimal, like that. Total price delta, and then we're going to return low plus the total price delta. And what is going on? Oh, percent down should be a double. Or, well,
decimal.
it could be a double.
And then we cast it as a decimal?
Yeah, we'll just cast it right here. Cast this result as a decimal for me.
CDE. I like
Okay.
that one, CDE, because they're all like, it's just boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, it
right
saves
on
you-
top of each other.
Yeah, and it saves you so much, shift, where's the... Okay, so the total span across, the total price span, I want to rename this so it's a little more clear. The total price span across. Or is it cross because it's total price span. I'm just going to do that. It's high minus low. And then percent down is there. I think this is correct. I'm not sure I want to call this percent down anymore though. Percent up is really what I want to see because it goes from the bottom up.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's percent up is equal to Y position divided by chart height in pixels. Right, so if Y position, get price from Y. Is Y going up or down? I'm not sure. We might have to reverse this.
Oh, wait, yeah, where is 0 on the graph?
Well,
In 0.
you know what I think we're going to have to do to really know for sure if this is working is
Just test it.
we have to create a live one that we're looking at. So get time from X is, let's see. Last time it's not used anywhere. Interesting. We can comment that out. Get time from X set changing cursor, selection anchor, set final cursor, get time and mouse, and then get time from X is there. Really? Wait. Set changing cursor, that's not what we want. Selection anchor, no. Set final cursor, no. Get time and mouse, who's using this? Time and mouse there. That's it? Huh. Let's go get price and mouse. I think we need to make it public. Yeah, I couldn't see it. That's why it was underlined right there. So get price and mouse is there. Get time from X. Maybe that's the piece I need to go find. Nope, is this the same one I was already looking at? I'm trying to figure out where we draw the line. Maybe it is. You know the line? The line element? I'm trying to look for the code that calls this. It should be using this. I now want to go out to TickGraph and say, wait, how are you drawing that line, TickGraph?
Isn't it just in XAML? Oh no, right, because
Well, in TickGraph here,
and it uses that. Huh.
draw graph.
It wouldn't be just directly in from test generator.xaml, right?
I want to rename this to add core adornments. No, it's not in test generator. It's going to be here, add dash line. How does this happen?
Yeah, that's what I was. It doesn't make sense.
It's in TickGraph right here. How
Yeah,
are we getting it?
that's what I thought.
Chart translator get time at position X. We just got a call to get time. What's going on with get time? Whoops, I hit 11. I meant to hit a 12. 11 means kind of step into it. Get time. Huh. Notice I've got a get time and a get time from X. And they both look like they will do similar things. I've got total span across, span across. Total span across in seconds, I've got it there, right there. Percent across, I've got X divided by chart width in pixels, I've got it there, and there. Seconds to point, total cross seconds is equal to percent across times total cross that. Returns, start plus time span from seconds. The only things that this has, that the other doesn't, is that this limits the time. This gets time for, this is in bounds, keeps it in bounds, and this one does not. You see that? Because of this and this?
Yeah.
I think I want to do this. I want to move these over, and then I want to get rid of get time from X. And I'm going to get rid of it by renaming it to just get time, which is going to cause an error, because that's the same parameters as the other one, but then I'm going to now delete it. So now what I've really done is renamed all those other calls to match this. And now I'm a little bit nervous, so I want to run it, is what I want to do. Get price of mouse. Okay. So we're gonna come back and finish this. We haven't kind of really, this might or might not work. I think there's parts that won't work, but I just want to make sure that that change doesn't have any perceptible difference on this. This still seems to work, right? Where it's changing the time. That still seems to work. Select that, bring it up. That seems to work.
Terrific.
Okay, so I'm going to say that worked. All right, so price of mouse, get price of mouse, last mouse position, get price from Y. We don't know if this is working yet or not, but the get time, I'm going to rename this one to match this one above here. So it's going to say get price, like that. So get time is used in add dash line. And I'm going to rename this to say add vertical time line. Okay?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to make a horizontal one as well. Add a horizontal price line. Now, this is going to be type TDE. It's going to be called get price of passing in position dot Y and chart height dot pixels. Chart height pixels. It's going to create a new text block. It's going to set the string. It's going to equal the price. Give it just price to string. Okay? You don't have no currency yet here. Okay? Add core adornments, price text block. So we just put the price text block there. Now this, this right here is basically checking to see, hey, are you above or below the line? So if Y is greater than chart height pixels divided by 2. If it's greater than that, then is it above or below the line? Are we above or below the line? If
We're
this
above.
is true.
Right?
I think it comes from top down, is what I think it does.
Really?
Yeah. It's top down on this, is what I think it is. So we're going to measure the string on this. We don't actually need to measure the string because we know its height. We essentially know its height. So we'll come in here, we're going to say, hey, this, we're just basically changing what the top is here on this. We'll say
wait.
set top. Did you say wait?
Yeah, it's top. Oh, never mind. Sorry.
The
Never
price
mind.
text block is going to be position Y minus something. And we'll probably say it's probably, I'm going to say it's minus about 20. Otherwise, we're going to set the top of the price text block to position Y plus 5. Okay? I think this will fit. If it doesn't fit, we can just change that number. Then I'm going to say line.create horizontal dash line at Y. Give it position Y. And then we're going to add that code. So we go jump into here. Looks like it's, whoops. Looks like it's right down there. We'll duplicate that. And we're going to make it create horizontal dash line at Y. We're going to call this Y. Create line. And now we're going to say 0, comma Y, comma chart width in pixels, comma Y. So that goes from X and Y to X being 0 at Y to X being all the way across at the same height. So it's going to be a line like this. And there we go. I think that might work. And do we need, that might be all we need to do. Move the mouse. Nope, it's not all we need to do. We're creating one, but not the other. Horizontal dash line at Y. Oh, we're not calling it add horizontal price line. See how it's grayed out?
Yeah.
Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So we want to find out where we're calling this, and then we want to duplicate it and pop it there. Now let's try it. Move the mouse.
Yes.
Okay, look at the value.
Oh, dang.
See what happens as we go up. Is it correct? Is it getting bigger as we go up?
No, it's getting smaller as we go up, I believe.
Then our math is wrong. Go down as well.
Yeah, it goes up
okay.
as we go
So it's
down.
totally wrong. We need to flip it.
Nope.
So let's look at it. The positioning is right, the price is wrong. Right?
Yes.
We come in here to get price, and we want to flip it. Instead of saying it's low plus total price, let's say it's high minus total price. Let's see what we get there. What's wrong with that? They'll not be applied. Okay, let's just set a breakpoint, get to the breakpoint and clear, and now run it. And now let's see what it looks like.
Well, wait.
Should be good. Should be able to move it and see what happens.
Gets
All right.
bigger.
Take it all the way to the top and see if it's 48, whatever this top piece is. Or better, line it up with that one there. Is it matching? 48684.5. Yeah, it's pretty close. See it?
Uh-huh.
48684. Yeah. And then if we take it down to the bottom, what's this point right here? This one's at 664.41 cents. So pop it right about there. $644.97. So it's pretty close. Yeah. All right. So that looks like it's correct.
Okay. I think we might want to end our show there. No.
All right, let's end the show. Before we end the show, let's talk about where we need to go. We have not yet, inside of a selection, we don't yet have the ability. If we come in and say new price, we're going to not see anything over here.
No. Nothing happened.
Because it can't find the key, because we didn't add anything that says icon price point.
Oops.
So we've got kind of a bug in the product that we need to fix by dropping one in.
We need to finish that, and we need to add data point and data range. And then we also need to put the variable names next to the arrows.
So I'm just making a note over here. I'm saying icon price point, XAML icon. So we need to create that. What's the other thing you said we need to do? Oh, we need to create these two guys.
Yeah.
And you know what? We should do this
And
now.
we need to put, okay.
And the reason I say that is because we wrote other code that we haven't tested yet, which is for the code generator.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we can do this pretty quickly is what I think we
Hopefully.
can do. What'd you say?
Hopefully.
So let's just look at that. We basically said we're going to make an arrow that looks like this. Right there. So I'm going to copy that to the clipboard. I'm going to go over into XAML on my machine. I'm going to paste that in so we can get that piece. Did I not copy that? Let's try again. Copy, paste. There it is right there. So there's my VBox. What'd you say? I didn't hear what you said.
I didn't find it.
Oh, okay. And now we're going to go over to Campbell's machine. And we're going to go find a tick graph designer here. And we're going to go into its user controls. And we're going to drop that in there. There's two templates I need you to make here for me, to expand for me in here. I need you to type in XK to create a new key. That key name is going to be, it's actually, I just typed it in over on mine, it's called icon price point, I think is what it is.
Right.
I'll paste it in for you so you don't have to type it in. You get that going a little faster. And then the other one is XS, which is going to say whether it's shared or not. You're going to say it's false.
Okay.
Like that. And it's already defaulting to false. So now we've got icon price point. That might be enough. Let's try a run on that and see what we get. Need some data. I think there are too many decimal points on that, but we can fix that later. Over on the left there.
Oh yeah,
and it
for
should
sure.
it should say what the trade currency is as well.
Right.
So it should say USDT next to it.
Oh right, and the other thing we need to do is get the sign correct.
Right. All right, grab some data, go to test selection. Now, right-click in here and add a price. Not bad, but it
All we
didn't
need
quite
is
line
the
up.
line.
But we can fix that later.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
at least, but now we want to do this, generate a test. You do it?
Yep.
Okay, let's look at the test case over here. Let's paste that in. That looks good. There's my decimal, bar 0 is equal to parse of that. I think it might work. Let's just do a quick run on that. Do a debug on that piece. Debug test. I wonder. I think we should put this above. This is another modification. But let's see what happens in the value. Does it parse it? It does. So sweet. So it parses that. What do you think about this, Campbell? I'm thinking about we put it up here on top of test method so that this menu is closer to the test case.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I also think there's a backtick. We add the backtick right here. It'll
So
get
then
rid
it
of that
gets rid of
comment.
the what are
Okay.
they called? Slashes? Forward slashes.
What did you say?
Yeah. So that it gets rid of the forward slashes.
Yeah. It just hides them is all it does.
Yeah.
So we're going to do that. We'll put the backtick right there. And then we're going to
And
put
we're gonna
this
put it
up
above.
above. And then we're done. All right. With that, I'm going to get a rate going. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us. Campbell, thanks
Yes.
so much. You were kicking butt today. Like, seriously, it was some tough stuff. But, holy kid. That kid is good. Holy
Thank
kid, that cow is good. Is that what I meant to say? Wait, what?
You were good too.
Huh?
You were good too.
Oh, really? Thank you very much. It
Okay.
means I'm done here.
We'll see you on Friday, but
All right,
not
we're going to go right,
Saturday.
Jeff Fritz. See Chef Fritz. We'll send you over there. Have a good day, everybody.
Have a good day. Bye.
Bye. Talk to you later.